Good day, guys. I'm going to be doing some, if you can see here, and well, if you can't see as well, I'm going to be doing an introduction to Braille. People may not know what Braille is. Braille is sort of the reading and writing of dots in a cell, which cells are, I've got 6 dots in. You've got three rows on the left, 3 rows on the right, so you've got 2 columns. Braille was made up from, he's called Louis Braille, and he was 16 when he did it. He had a lot of trouble with his eyesight up to the age of 5 or 6 when he totally went blind, and then he went to schools over in France, and they already had things set up with Braille to do with many dots, but it didn't have a sequence and all the sort of stuff like the Braille has, so he made this he made Braille basically. So how I learned it and how I got my head around it and stuff, I used my 2 fingers, so your ring finger and your middle finger. So the ring finger would be the left hand column and the ring finger would be the right hand column. So the middle left, ring finger right. And then obviously you've got the 2 columns, but it's got 3 sections. You use your fingers, if you bend them a little bit, you can feel the 3 sections. So you've got number 1 on the left hand side, that'd be the top left. Next one down on the left hand side is number 2, and then number 3. You'll see why there's 3 on each side in a while when I explain about the Braille, Perkins Brailler. On the right hand side, you've got number 4 at the top, so top right hand side. In the middle will be number 5, and number 6 will be right at the bottom on the right hand side. Right, also for people that can see, I have an egg box that's got 6 sections in it, so that would represent a cell. All the 6, if you were to have all the 6 dots in one cell, you just have to do different sequences and it'd be different letters in words. I've also got some table tennis balls here which represent the dots. The egg box represents the actual positioning of what they should be in. For instance, dot number 1, you can see there, dot number 1 on the left hand side, obviously, on its own, if you were to read that on the Brailler, it's a lot smaller, but I'm doing this so you can get a feel, so it might give an image into your brain, possibly, like an insight. If you've not been able to see totally in your life, then you may not know what that is, but if you have something to feel, you can imagine what a smaller version of it is. So that left hand side column number 1, that's A. We'll just start off with that, that's just A. Right, moving on to this Braille machine. Now, we've got 7 sections here on the Brailler, which obviously represent the cell. You've got a space bar, and then you've got on the left hand 3, you've got number 1, which would be in the index finger, number 2 would be the middle finger, number 3 would be the ring finger on the left hand side. And on the right hand side, the index finger on the right finger, then the middle finger, then the ring finger. So it goes 4, 5 and 6. On the Brailler as well, obviously in the middle is the space bar. You've got a lever here that makes the paper go up, so you go on to the next row, as if you're doing a return or edit on your, not an edit, a return on your laptop. It'll just take it up 1 row. The other lever that's on the right hand side, so that was on the left hand side. The other lever that's on the right hand side, that side of the number 6, is to take when you've done, say you want to do 3 cells or 4 cells across, so that like if you're doing finger spaces and you do too many, that will take it back 1. You've also got a slider near the paper that pushes right across. Now you hear it ding there, that lets me know I've got a certain amount of spaces, a certain amount of cells left to write maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 more letters or cells or words. So you can just slide that back across and it goes back to the front. So if you're doing certain, I mean I've written out here for the singing bowls, I've written out note, and then whatever the note is, like note D, note C, all the way up to G. So I've got something here in Braille where I can well, I can use it basically. If I want to stick them on the boxes that they're in, I can do that. Or just basically, I know which box it is because obviously there's 7 of them, and if I'm using them all of them and I'm just putting them back and not keeping a tab on where I'm putting them, then I'll lose track of what the actual boxes and taking them in and out, and that is obviously, it's time consuming. If I want to do certain bits, I can just come in, grab the singing bowl and then go off and play it and stuff like that. So this is the Braille Perkins machine. This is the egg box and the table tennis balls, which I'll be using to show the sequence of dots. And then obviously you can use your fingers. There's 2 ways, obviously. Index fingers is number 1 and 4. Middle fingers are number 2 and 5. Ring fingers are number 3 and 6. But you also got the 2 row. If you're using the middle row, the middle finger and the ring finger, you've got the left hand finger with number 1 at the top left, number 4 at the top right, and then you just work down in the numbers in sections. So yeah, in the next videos we're going to be just explaining. We'll start off with A, just a separate video, and I'll just talk a few times around the sequence and where it is. We've already mentioned it in here, but we'll actually do a video for A, and then obviously all the way up to Z, or Z as the Americans like to call it. So, but yeah, thanks guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the Crazy Blind 69, and we'll catch you another day. Thank you.